Hey, this is Don, and let me ask you a question. Are you lacking confidence going forward as a lease option investor? Well, in this video, I'm going to discuss with you how to build confidence as a lease option investor. This is a simple, proven system to talk to sellers and close deals, even if you're brand new and working with little money. This is lease options made simple. Let's begin. Here's the confidence formula. First, you need knowledge. You need to understand the strategy deeply. And you need systems. Repeatable processors reduce anxiety. And then you need to rinse and repeat. Practice builds real skill. Of course, you need support. So you've got to create and lean on your team. Then you've got to have ethics. Integrity is the foundation. Knowledge plus systems plus repetition plus support plus ethics equals durable confidence. Here's step one, master the basics. There's two strategies. First, there's the sandwich lease option. Here you lease from the seller and you sublease to the tenant buyer. You earn 3 paydays. First, you collect the option fee from your tenant buyer, and then there's the monthly spread between what you pay the seller and what the tenant buyer pays you. And then when the tenant buyer closes, there's the back end profit between what you pay the seller and what the tenant buyer pays you. The next strategy is the assignment. Here you match the seller with the tenant buyer. You collect a fee from the tenant buyer and then you exit. That's lower risk, but of course, no monthly cash flow. Here's your what we so call the elevator speech when somebody asks you, "Hey, what is it that you do?" Well, I help owners sell on terms by leasing their property and giving a qualified tenant buyer the option to purchase at a set price. I handle the marketing and screening, and I'm paid from an upfront option fee, a monthly spread, and a back end when they buy. Step 2 and 3, legal plus numbers are the foundation. First, legal foundation. Book an hour with a real estate attorney who knows creative financing. Have them review first the master lease, the option agreement, the sublease with option. Here's the competency with numbers. Know your math. In under 2 minutes, lock in your rules. On a $245,000 home, you could have a monthly spread of $600 to $300. The option fee is usually between 3 and 5% of the purchase price. And then the stress test. Can you break even if the tenant buyer falls through? Here's a quick example. You have a house that's selling for $225,000. The tenant buyer is paying $245,000. The rent is $1,500 per month. You're collecting $2,100, but you're paying the seller $1,500. The monthly spread is $600. Step 4, handle objections with confidence. Why don't you just buy it? The seller might ask. Hey, I offer a terms solution that covers your payment, maintains the property, and sets a defined sales price, faster and simpler than a real estate listing. Well, Mr. Tenant Buyer, what if the tenant trashes my home? Hey, look, we screen carefully. We require renter's insurance. We collect a meaningful option fee and do move-in plus quarterly inspections. Okay, well, Mr. Tenant Buyer, what happens if they don't buy my property? Well, We give the buyers a lender roadmap. If they can't qualify, we extend for a fee or remarket the property with a new tenant buyer. You're protected by our agreements. Go ahead and role play these with a friend or your attorney or a family member. Repetition makes you calm on real calls. Step 5. Practice repetition without risk. 10 daily dials. Contact sellers who are advertising for rent or for sale by owners. Free conversations. Make sure of the 10 calls you talk to 3 sellers. These are actual live conversations per day. And then follow up on at least 1. Schedule follow-up booked daily. Run this 10-3-1 pipeline 5 days a week. Record your calls, listen for the playback, and tighten your delivery. Track everything in a simple spreadsheet. Step 6 and 7, systems risk management. Keep your pipeline moving with clear stages. New lead that's warm. Send an offer. Send an offer on every call if you can, where you talk to a seller. Negotiate those who are interested. Send information if requested, and then put those under contract when they're ready. Daily power block 60 to 90 minutes for outreach. No distractions. Here's the risk management. Keep 2 to 3 months of payments as reserves. Third-party escrow for rent if available. Clear maintenance responsibilities in writing. Move-in, move-out inspection, plus quarterly check-ins with photos. Screen tenant buyers thoroughly. Income, credit, saved option fee. In fact, hire a screening tenant buyer company that does a thorough job. Step 8, your 30, 60, 90 day plan. Days 1 through 30, legal review done, docs are ready. Days 31 to 60, send offers. Run deal analysis. Days 61 to 90, secure contract, complete inspections. Celebrate small wins. First booked call. First offer sent. First, maybe I'm interested. Momentum is the confidence builder. Steps 9 and 10. Team plus ethics. Borrow confidence from your team, your attorney, compliance, and those tricky calls. Title escrow. Check for liens. And have smooth closings prepared. Mortgage Pro. Buyer qualification roadmaps. Make sure you get the buyer qualified way ahead of time. My attorney will confirm that in writing. Instant borrowed authority. Ethics equals quiet confidence. Say no to deals that don't cash flow, don't comply, or don't truly help the seller or tenant buyer. Put everything in writing. Use conservative numbers. Your reputation is your most important, valuable asset. Start building confidence today. Seller and buyer scripts, word for word. Talk tracks ready to use. Lease option checklist. Step-by-step deal checklist. There'll be links in the description. Drop your questions in the comments. I read every one. And please subscribe and like this video if you found it helpful. Here below you'll see here the seller and buyer scripts. There are no links, but you can look and see. There's an opening cold call, what you do, motivation question, handling, I just want to sell, closing for appointment. That's with the seller. And then when you're talking to buyers, you've got the opening, explaining the program, qualifying questions, and handling, is this rent to own? and then the closing comments. You've got the lease option checklist, step-by-step deal checklist for successful lease option transactions, phases 1 through 5. Just pause the video here, take a good look at this, and get this with a screenshot if you can with your phone, and you'll be well on your way to your first deal. Thanks so much for listening.